Hello 5th grade, this is lesson 1.3. Let's make sure we copy this down and write it down. Make sure you copy the learning target. We are learning to write numbers and using exponents. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to say to yourselves, I can use exponents to show powers of 10, and then I can find the values of expressions with powers of 10. So please make sure you press pause. Again, press pause and copy this down. All right, let's move on. For question number 1, again, do I want you to write this down? Absolutely. So, oops, let's make that bigger. Round the number to the place of the underlined digit. So make sure we are rounding to the underlined place value. All right, so let's remind ourselves how we round. Well, first of all, what place value is this? We know this is the ones. We know this is the tens. We know this is the hundreds. And then this one's going to be the thousands. So that means we want to round to the nearest thousand. So there's a few ways to do this. This is probably like the 4th grade way of doing it. So I'm just going to show you guys really quick. If I have 7,000 right here, and I have 8,000 right here in the middle, we're going to put 7,500. Where would this number go? 7,865. Would it go over here on the blue side, or would it go here on the red side? It'd probably go somewhere right around here, like 7,865. So let's ask that question. Is this number closer to the green, or is it closer to the yellow? You know, just by looking at it, you're like, oh man, it's really close to the green one. So that means we're going to round this number up. We're going to round it to the nearest thousand. So the next nearest thousand would be 8,000. Now, that's the old school way of doing it. We're going to do it new school. So how do we do that? We're going to look at this number, 7. The rule is we want to look to the number to the right. So what's right next to the 7 is going to be 8. Now, here's the rule, ladies and gentlemen. If the number is 5 or bigger, you round up. If the number is 4 or smaller, you're going to stay the same or round down. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see if we can follow the rules. We have to round this to the nearest place value of the underlined digits. So we got to round this to the 7,000, right? We just got to look to the number to the right. Here's the 8. Now let me ask the question. Is 8 bigger than 5 or smaller than 4? Well, it's bigger than 5. That means we're going to round up. So the nearest number we're going to round to is going to be 8,000. All right, let's do the next one. Here we go. It says round the number to the place of the underlined digit. So let's check this again. 1, so that's the ones, tens, hundreds. That means it's going to be the thousands. Okay, so let's remind ourselves of the rules. If it's 5 or above, we go up. If it's 4 or below, we stay the same or go down. So let's take a look. Here's my 5. We're going to look to the number to the right, and 0. Is 0 bigger than 5 or lower than 4? It's lower than 4. That means we're going to go down or stay the same. So the nearest thousand is going to be 95,000. All right, that was just a quick practice. We'll keep on practicing this as we move forward. Here's question number 1. We practiced this in lesson 1.2. Let's see. Let's write this word in word form. Let's write this word in word form. So we have 407,800. I'll say that again. We have 407,800. So let's write it down. So we have 407,000. I'm gonna run out of space. Let me zoom in. 407,000, and then we have 800. There we go. So we have 407,000, and we have 800. Alright, let's do the next one. Don't forget to write these questions down. Write 350,070 in expanded form. So 350,070 in expanded form. Alright, let's do that together. Expanded form. So we have 3. What place value is that? That's going to be the 100,000. So 3 times 100,000 plus 5. That's in the 10,000s times 10,000. We got a 0. So nothing, nothing. Plus 7. That's in the tens value times 10. And that's it. So you'll have, oops, you have 350,070. All right. Let's see if we can move forward with some of these other problems. It says, identify the base, exponent, and power for the expression. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a few things. I'm going to do this real quick for you guys. So I'm going to please write this down too. You're going to write this pretty big like this. So the base is right here. Then the little small number is going to be called the exponent. So it's going to look like this. You're going to have a big number, and then you're going to have a small number. So if you look at this, you have your big number, then you have your small number. Big number and small number. And both of those together, so that whole thing together is going to be called your power. Okay, so both of those together is going to be your power. So if we were going to answer this question, what I want you guys to do is I do want you to write this down. So you guys know. You write that down. And let's identify some things. The base is the big number. So our base, 10 equals base. Okay. Your 8 is going to equal your exponent. And then both of them together, 10 to the 8th, is going to be your power. Alright, let's try a few of these together and see what we can do. So again, this time I don't want you to write this down. I just want you to answer the question. So we have to find the base, we have to find the exponent, and then we have to find the power. Okay, I'm going to write them out just so you can see them. So what is the base, ladies and gentlemen? It's the big number, so 10. My exponent is the little number, which is 4. And then both of them together is my power. Pretty easy, right? Let's go through these as quick as we can then. Write the product as a power. Ooh, now we're switching it up. How do we do that? So how do we write it as a power? Remember, a power is your base. Oops, let's write that nice big letters. Is your base, and then your, or with your small number, which is your exponent. So to do that, we're going to use the same number. So we're going to use 10 as our big number. And I'm asking myself, how many 10s do I have? I have 3 of them. So it's going to be 10 to the third third power. So again, that's going to be 10 to the third power. Let's try another one, right? Remember, because both of them together is called a what? Power. So it's 10 to the third power. Or 10 to the power of 3. That's another way to say it. Let's try this one. Whoa, look at this one. So again, we're going to write our base, our big number. So our base number is 10. And let's see how many do we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which means this question is going to be 10 to the 7th power. Alright, make sure you write these questions down. Alright, I don't want you to write, so do not write this down. But make sure you write down the question and your answer. Alright, let's move on to question numero 5. Write the product as a power. So write down the question, press pause if you have to, then write down your base, which is 10, the big number, and let's see how many exponents we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 10 to the 5th power. 10 to the 5th power. Let's try another one. Ooh, this one's a little tricky. Write it down. So question number 6. And now make sure you press pause if you have to write it down, and let's answer the question. Let's see. So we're going to write our base, and I'm asking myself, how many 10s do I have? I have one of them. So that means this is 10 to the 1 power, or 10 to the first power. Pretty easy, right? Alright, we're going to switch it up a little bit and see if we can figure this out. I saw some of you guys doing these practice problems on iExcel, so let's see if we can figure it out. Let's find the trick to these questions, okay? So let's see. What is 7 times 10? Oh, by the way, make sure you write these questions down, right? We're going to write these questions down. What is 7 times 10? Well, it's going to be 70, right? Well, how do I know that? Because I know 7 times 1 is 7, and then I add a 0, 70. Let's try another one. 7 times 1 is 700, but how do I know that? Because 7 times 1 is 7, and then I add 2 zeros. Boom. Let's try the next one. 7 times 1,000 is 7,000. How do I know? Because 7 times 1 is 7, and then I add 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the next one. What is 7 times 10,000? 7 times 1 is 7, and then I have to add 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you guys notice? Every time we multiplied by a bigger number with zeros, we added another 0. So let's try the next one. Let's see. 2 times 1 is 2. Let's add a 0. 20. 2 times 1 is 2. Let's add 2 zeros. 1, 2. Make sure you're reading the question to yourselves as well, guys. Don't just be like, oh yeah, add zeros. 2 times 1,000 is 2,000. 2 times 10,000 is 20,000. We're adding zeros. Alright, let's see if we can do a few more. Number 9, let's write this one down. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 100 is 900. 9 times 1,000 is 9,000, right? We're adding 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. And then 9 times 1 is 9. And how many zeros do we need to add? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's add 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Added 4 zeros. Let's try another one, number 10. Alright, let's see. 3 times 1 is 3, and we're going to add 1 0. That's 30. 3 times 100 is 300. Alright, let's try the next one. 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. And then 3 times 10,000, or let's say 3 times 1 is 3. Let's add some zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 30,000. Alright, let's try another one. Number 11. Ooh, look at this. It says we are changing the answer here. The question, sorry. So it says find the value of the expression. So it's 10 to the 5th power. What that means, that doesn't mean 10 times 5, alright? Don't get confused with that. That actually means we have how many number 10s? We have 5 of them. So it's going to be 10 times 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3 times 10. That's 4th one times 10. That's the 5th one. So how do we do this, ladies and gentlemen? We are going to multiply. So let's see. 10 times 10 is 100. We just learned how to multiply with zeros, right? We added zeros. Every time you multiplied it by a number with 0, we added another 0, right? So let's see. 10 times 10, how many zeros we got now? 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's multiply by another 10. Now, how many zeros should we have? We should have 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to multiply again. 1,000 times 10, how many zeros should I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And we're going to multiply on our last one. So how many zeros should I have? 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. So I should have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is 10 to the 5th power? It is 100,000. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. Number 11. No, that was 11. Let's move on to number 12. Ooh, check this one out. So let's see. Again, this is not 10 times 2. That's wrong. This is actually, how many 10s do we have? We have 2 of them. Let's remind ourselves, what happens when we multiply with zeros? We add zeros. So what is 10 times 10? That's going to give you 100. Good. Let's move on to the next one. Number 13. 10 to the 6th power. Well, let's see. So we have 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 10. That's 5 times 10. I'm also going to show you guys another trick, but that's going to be a little bit later on. So let's multiply again. We have 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 5 zeros, 6 zeros. So we should have 6 zeros. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what number do we have right there, ladies and gentlemen? That is 1 million. So how many zeros did we have? Did we say? We had 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give you guys a little hint. Whoa. What does that say? 6. We had 6 zeros. Maybe we can see a trick on the next one. Let's see. Question number 14. Ooh, we're switching it up this time. But again, what does it say? We have 4 10s. Excuse me. So that tells me how many zeros I should have, right? So I should have a 1 and 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to multiply by 7. Well, how do we multiply again? 7 times 1 is 7. Let's add our zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 7 times 10,000 is 70,000. Good job. Let's try another one. Number 15. Ooh, again, looks like a hard one, but it's not. We just got to follow through. We have the 8, so that's telling me I have 8 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how many zeros do I have? Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 zeros, so I have a 1 with 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's put our periods. 1 every third one. So it looks like it's 100 million. So now we got to do 2 times 100 million. So what is 2 times 100 million? Well, let's multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. Let's add our zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 times 100 million is 200 million. Let's try another one. 9 times 10 to the first power. Well, that one is telling me how many 10s do I have, ladies and gentlemen? How many 10s do I have? I have 1 of them. So it should be 9 times 10, which is going to give you what? 9 times 10 is 90. Good job. Let's try another one. That was number 16. Let's move on to question number 17. Okay. Now we're going to see another trick. Let's see. Let's see if we can see the pattern. We have 3. That tells me this number should have 3 zeros, right? Or 3 decimal places. So let's see. That's 10 times 10 times 10. So how many zeros should I have? 1, 2, 3. Should have 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3. Then I have 6 times 1,000. Well, what is 6 times 1,000? That is a 6 with how many zeros? How many zeros do you think? 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Let's see if we can find another trick. Number 18. We have 5 times 10 to the 5th. Well, I'm thinking if I got this right, I should have 5 zeros. Let's see if that's correct. So 5 and then 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500,000. Let's see if I'm correct. This is 10 times 10. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. How many zeros should I have? Let's see. That's 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. And 10,000 times 10 is 100,000. And let's bring down that 5. What is 5 times 100,000? Check that out. We were right. We didn't even have to show all of that extra work. We just figured it out. So let's go on to the next one. Ooh, check this out. It says rewrite the number as a whole number multiplied by the power of 10. So rewrite it as a whole number power of 10. So this one's really cool because all we got to do is just bring our decimal. We got to move our decimal. So ladies and gentlemen, we have two choices for our decimal. We have it over here in front. So let me rewrite this question. So we have 10,000. So 10,000. Where is the decimal in this problem? It's either over here in red, it's over here in blue. So let's see, does it say point 10,000 or is it 10,000 point? Well, it's 10,000 point, right? So we know our decimal is over here. So to turn this back into a power, all we got to do is draw some bunny hops. Let's see. We go all the way to the first number. So let's do that. So we add 1 bunny hop, 2 bunny hops, 3 bunny hops, 4 bunny hops. So the answer for this one is going to be 1 times 10. So it's always, so your answers when we write it, so we write it as a power, it's always going to be times 10 to something. So something, right? Something times 10 to something. So how many bunny hops did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 times 10 to the 4th. Let's try another one and see if it works. Number 20. Let's write it down. So remember, we just have to move our decimals all the way to that first number. So 1, 2. So now we have 2 times 10. And how many bunny hops did we make? We made 2 of them. So 2 times 10 to the 2nd. I know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been moving a little bit fast, but please make sure you do press pause and watch all of the videos. So please press pause, write down the question, and then see if you can answer it, okay? So here we go. We're going to write down the problem, 300,000. Remember, we want to write it as a power of 10. So that means we need to move our decimal. Let's see how many bunny hops we need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you now have, right, we're going to bring down that 3. We have 3 times 10. And how many bunny hops did we make? 5. So your answer is 3 to the 5th power. Let's try another one. Here we go. Rewrite it as a power of 10. So press pause, make sure you write down the problem, try to answer it, and let's see, we're going to do our bunny hops. So 1, 2, 3. So that means our answer is going to be 4 times 10 to the 3 bunny hops. So 4 times 10 to the 3rd power. Let's try another one. Same thing, write it as a power of 10. Again, I'm not asking you guys to write this down. Please don't write it down, right? Don't write this down. So we have 500. Let's move our bunny hops. 1, 2. So it's 5 times 10. How many bunny hops? 2 bunny hops. 5 times 10 to the 2nd power. Let's do the next one. 24. Remember, press pause, write down the question. You do not have to write this down. Let's show our work. 61, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is going to be 6 times 10 to the 4th. Let's try another one. That was 24. Let's go to question 25. Whoa, this is a big one. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now let's count our bunny hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one's going to be 7 times 10 to the 6th. Okay. Let's do another one. We have 800. So let's count our bunny hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, 4, 5. Yep. So now we have 8 times 10 to the 5th power, right? We did 5 bunny hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Let's do question number 27. 27. It says, write the number in standard form. Standard form means like a regular number. So we're going to write it back in a regular number. So let's see what this means. Write this, press pause, make sure you copy down the question, and then we're going to show our work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how many zeros should this 5 have? 2, right? Because that's 10 times 10, which gives you 100, and 5 times 100 gives you 500, right? Plus, here's another one. How many zeros should this have? Well, it should have 1, so that's 8 with 1 0, because that's just a 10, and 8 times 10 is 80. Well, what is 500 plus 80? That should give you 580. So the answer for this problem is 580. All right, let's move on to question number 28. Write the number in standard form. Okay, same rules apply. How many zeros should that have? 2 of them, so 7 with 2 zeros. Plus, how many zeros should that have? 1 0. So what is 700 plus 10? That's 710. Good job. Let's move on to the next question, number 29. 29. All right. Remember, press pause, copy down the question, and then we will solve it. How many how many zeros should that 8 have? It should have 3 zeros, so that's 8 with 3 zeros. Plus, well, how many zeros should this have? 1 0, so that's 60. So what is 8,000 plus 60? Well, let's add it together. So this should be 8,060. Good job. Let's do the next one. Number 30. Number 30. Ooh. Again, press pause. Watch the press pause. Make sure you copy the question down. This is our last one. So, how many zeros should this problem have? It should have 3. So 4, 1, 2, 3. Plus, how many zeros should this have? It should have 2, 1, 2. Now we just need to add it together. What is 4,000 plus 900? That should give you 4,900. All right, guys. I hope you guys understood. Good luck, and I'll see you all tomorrow in class. Bye-bye.